How do you do? How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is my blog for today. I'm talking about the whole issue of healthcare. You saw all these town meetings taking place all over the country where the elderly people and middle-aged people, and especially the elderly, are screaming and complaining from the heart. You can see how they feel it from their soul, from their very being, from the essence of everything they feel and every emotion that they could put together on this issue, because it comes from the heart of the people. You have to be insane and you have to be sick and low to question their motives and to create fraudulent excuses for trying to demonize them and destroy them and belittle them and there's nobody more disgusting. I knew Pelosi was a lowlife and a degenerate and a worthless yenta. She's obviously a common, vulgar animal. For them to show such disrespect and disdain and disgust with elderly people who are protesting because they want to protect themselves because they know Medicare will be destroyed by there's no healthcare system. And for her to call them Nazis and to say she saw Nazi emblems and Hitlerian, what kind of an organization what kind of a sick mentality could she have to make such claims? She never saw it, she never heard it. You saw 1,000 different kinds of protest movements in a million cities, and you didn't see anything like any kind of Hitlerian or German or Nazi things. What kind of how does she invent this? How sick could you be to even claim such a thing? If you never saw it, you never heard it, and you have to use this as a public relations gimmick to demonize the people because you know it comes from the heart and the soul of these people. And you have to invent this crap and this fraudulent attack because you can't tolerate the thought that people disagree with you. And Barack Obama, together with the rest of the Democrats, by expressing so much disgust with people who are expressing the democratic right of protest. How come they never complained when protest movements were taking place all over this country during the Iraq War, when they were calling Bush every filthy name in the world? How come nobody ever said a word in the press about how disgusting it was when they were violent and ugly and horrible, disdainful, vicious attacks on the President of the United States? The words they used and the attacks they made were so disgusting and vulgar that it was almost inconceivable. There was no word from the press that whether they're organized or not. All of a sudden, organized becomes a dirty word. If Republicans are involved or if a protest is involved or anybody who disagrees with the president is involved, all of a sudden, organized became a filthy word. From a community organizer like Barack Obama, who made it from being a community organizer. What does that mean, a community organizer? Organizing the people for protest to protect themselves against anything that they disagree with or they want to fight for. So it was right when he was organizing people, but if Republicans or anybody else or elderly people who have nothing to do with any party, it was proven that most of these people are not even Republicans and they don't even care about any party. And if they were organized, and even if it was true that they're organized, what's wrong with being organized? If I feel something intensely and I ask another person to help me and he asks another one, and before you know it, we ask each other and 50 people or 100 people get together, it's called organized. Is there therefore something wrong with it? You mean a protest is allowed only if it's disorganized? And only if it's on your side, but if it's on the other side, all of a sudden organized became a dirty word? This is a democracy. Organized is part of a democracy. A protest movement is a democracy. If you're a Democrat and you believe in democracy, and if you're the President of the United States, you should honor dissent. You should thank God for dissent. That's proof of democracy. These are the people who elected you. When they elected you, you loved them, and you pleaded with them for their support. And now they disagree with you about an issue, and all of a sudden, they don't count. America doesn't count. Democracy doesn't count. They become animals. They become somehow reprehensible, disgusting people when they're expressing their democratic rights that you were sworn to protect when you took the oath of office. To protect democratic rights is what these people represent. This is what you swore to protect and defend as the Constitution of the United States when you took the oath of office. You're disagreeing with yourself, and the Democratic Party is disagreeing with democracy itself and the spirit and the essence of democracy. And to call this Hitlerians and to invent this kind of a story is disgusting and reprehensible and obnoxious. And it's anti-democratic and it's anti-every principle that this country stands for. The Democrats and Barack Obama, all of them together, ought to be ashamed of themselves if they had any decency.